Okay, let's dive right in. The world of cloud computing, well, it's massive. It's complex, and it's absolutely vital to the future of, well, pretty much any business. Trying to navigate this landscape can be a real headache, so in this explainer, we're going to cut through the noise and give you a clear map of the major players for 2026. And just to get a sense of the scale we're talking about, look at this number. The cloud computing market is on track to hit a mind-blowing $900 billion in 2026. This isn't just some tech trend. It's literally the foundation of the global economy now. And this incredible explosion in growth isn't just about renting servers anymore. Oh no. Choosing a cloud provider today is really about picking the core infrastructure that's going to define your company's ability to innovate, to scale, and to compete for the next decade. Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, or in this case, the $900 billion question. With the stakes this high and with so many powerful options out there, how in the world do you make the right choice for your specific needs? That's exactly what we're here to break down. First things first, let's get the lay of the land. This chart tells a really clear story. The market is completely dominated by the big three hyperscalers. You've got Amazon Web Services, or AWS, the longtime leader, sitting at about 32% of the market. Right behind them, Microsoft Azure has been closing the gap like crazy to grab 28%, and Google Cloud is holding strong at 13%. So you do the math. Together, they control over 70% of the entire global market. So with that in mind, let's put these titans head to head. Let's really see how they stack up against each other. You know, what's really fascinating is how this quote from a Reddit user just nails the fundamental difference in philosophy between these companies. They said, AWS tends to give you building blocks and GCP more full-fledged services. It's the perfect analogy. AWS gives you the individual Lego bricks, while Google Cloud Platform gives you more of a pre-built set. It's a great way to think about their approaches as we dive deeper. Okay, this comparison table does a fantastic job of showing what that means in practice. For basic compute, virtual machines, they're all pretty similar, but look closer at the nodes. That's where it gets interesting. For containers, Google's GKE is pretty much known as the best managed Kubernetes out there, period. For data warehousing, sources consistently point to Google's BigQuery as the fastest. And for AI, while AWS has SageMaker and Azure is rolling out its new Maya 100 chip, Google has its custom TPUs, chips literally designed from the ground up for AI. But, and this is crucial for a lot of big companies, when it comes to hybrid cloud, Azure Arc is the undisputed champ for managing everything, both in the cloud and in your own data centers. But hold on, the story doesn't end with the big three. Not even close. The cloud world is way bigger than that, with other major players who are absolute specialists in their own fields. So let's see who else is in the game. First up is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. Now, Oracle has carved out a really smart, powerful niche for itself. OCI is all about high-stakes enterprise performance. And its killer feature? It's simple. It runs Oracle's own databases and applications better, faster, and cheaper than anyone else can. So if your company is built on Oracle software, OCI is basically tailor-made for you. And then you've got a totally different kind of player, Salesforce. See, they aren't even trying to compete on raw infrastructure. Salesforce is a dominant platform for business applications. They operate a whole layer above all that, giving companies the tools for sales, service, and marketing that they use day in and day out. The secret sauce for Salesforce is its massive ecosystem, and it's all supercharged by their integrated AI called Einstein. Now, Einstein isn't just one thing. It's a whole collection of AI tools built right into the platform. It does things like automate tedious tasks, predict which sales leads are most likely to close, and help create personalized marketing campaigns. It puts incredibly powerful AI into the hands of normal business users, not just data scientists. This brings us to a really critical trend we're seeing today. The future isn't just about head-to-head competition. It's increasingly about smart, strategic collaboration. And a fantastic example of this is the partnership between the analytics powerhouse SAS and Microsoft Azure. So here you have the two key players in this power couple. On one side, you've got Azure Synapse. Think of it as Microsoft's universal tool for gathering and organizing huge amounts of data from all over the place. And on the other side, you have SAS Viya, which is a legendary platform for building really sophisticated AI models. The whole point of the partnership is to let SAS do its magic, but on top of data that's been perfectly prepped by Azure. And this is how it all works together, and it's pretty brilliant. Step 1, Azure Synapse acts like a giant data magnet, using its 90-plus connectors to pull information into one central spot. Step 2, SaaS Viya just plugs right into that clean, consolidated data, no fuss. And step 3, the data scientists get to work in SaaS Viya, using its powerful tools to build, test, and find the absolute best analytical model. It's a perfect pipeline, taking you from messy data to a clear, trusted answer.
Okay, so we've seen the titans, the specialists, and the partners. We've covered a lot of ground, so let's get down to the most important part. How do you take all this information and actually make a decision? Let's build a quick framework. So you should choose AWS if your number one priority is having the absolute biggest toolbox, the widest selection of services, and the largest global footprint. It's the most mature platform out there with a huge community for support. It's kind of the default choice for massive companies that need that kind of scale and have the budget for the experts to manage it all. Now, you're going to want to choose Azure if your company basically runs on Microsoft. I mean, if you're already using Windows Server, Office 365, and all that, the integration is just seamless. And as we saw, its biggest advantage is hybrid cloud. If you absolutely must connect your own data centers to the cloud, Azure is the clear winner. And finally, you should go with Google Cloud if your business's lifeblood is data. If AI, machine learning, and heavy-duty analytics are at the very core of what you do, their innovation with stuff like BigQuery and Vertex AI is just second to none. Plus, they offer the best managed Kubernetes service and are often loved by developers for their more straightforward pricing.
And that brings us to our final question to chew on. We've seen the fierce competition between these giants, but we've also seen the rise of these powerful specialists and strategic partnerships. So it really makes you wonder, right? Is the future of the cloud going to be about one single dominant winner? Or will it be a much more complex, interconnected web of powerful partners all working together? Something to think about.